So in March, I accidentally wrote a book in 26 days. This is not normal for me anymore, or arguably ever. I didn't really intend to do that, it just kind of happened. First book in a new series, but one I've had vague plans for probably a decade. It's in the same world as my longest series, so it's a new idea, but not new. The draft was not super enjoyable, but not awful. It was kind of neutral, like it was just happening almost independently of me. My hands hurt a bit, more than a bit, because that is a lot of typing in a short amount of time, and also because my hands have a lot of miles on them from my early years of publishing when I was putting out like 4 to 6 books a year, which is too many for me in every way. We'll circle back to that. So I wrote this book. It's a comedy mystery, which is what I'm best known for, to the very limited extent that anyone knows who I am. I finished the draft, I started giving it a read over and a light edit, and it was fine. Truly just fine. But I was like, that's okay, we'll fix it in post. I emailed everyone on my newsletter list to let people know that I had finished a new book, surprise. I posted in my Facebook group, which I still have. I came up with a cool title. I designed a cover. I'm not advocating that indie authors design their own covers. It's taken a long time to get to the point where they're not shit. Then I went back to my editing and realized there were some problems, and that maybe the just fineness of the book was not going to be so easy to fix. It had problems with the main character, the romance, people being too nice to each other, which is not normally a problem I have in my books. The setting, the entire cast of the small town, all of it was just so incredibly thin feeling. And when I realized this, I was filled with a boiling fury. Not a great mood to be in when you're writing a comedy. It's really just spotlighting that boob, isn't it? Oh well, lucky you. But I made a plan for what I needed to do. I started working through those edits, filled with rage and hatred. A true hatred towards this book that I've never experienced before in my life. Every day I would rewrite part of the first chapter, and then I would tell Alexi how much I fucking hated this book and I should never have told anyone it existed. And he'd tell me it wasn't really that bad, but also no one was forcing me to work on it and I could just take a step back if I wanted to. And then when the burning anger did not seem to be going away, and I woke up every day wishing I had just deleted it from my computer without telling anyone that I had written it, I decided that maybe he was right and I did need to take a break from the book. This was meant to be my easy book, and I know that sounds ridiculous because writing books is a famously difficult thing, but the draft flowed out so easily that I was just like, surely every part of this will be easy, right? Well, one of the weird things about writing, for me at least, is that the better I get at it, the harder it gets, because you're so much more aware of all the moving pieces. You can actually see mistakes when you make them, unlike in the early books. And the quality goes up as you learn more, but that quality often takes more time rather than 26 days. To pick a random example, if you're an author, you might have heard Becca Syme talk about bread machine writers. Basically, the analogy is that you put in all your ingredients, you leave it to process, and when the time is up, you pull out this beautiful, delicious, fresh-baked loaf. But if you yank it out of the machine too early, all you've got is a disgusting lump of dough sitting on your kitchen counter, and now you're trying to cook it with a hairdryer. So this book is my disgusting lump of dough. I mean, it's not that bad, it's fine. But I don't want to publish a book that is fine. I mean, AI can write shit books quickly, you know what I mean? The AI losers have got that covered. I'm an AI hater, I hate AI, in case that wasn't clear. Back to writing. There's this quote I heard in Margie Lawson's deep editing class. It's from, I'm gonna read it to you. It's from The Forest for the Trees, An Editor's Advice to Writers by Betsy Lerner. Now, I haven't read the book. I went looking for it a while back and it was either out of print or just not available in ebook or something. Anyway, I didn't get it. So I'm quoting from a secondary source. But here's a quote from the chapter, The Wicked Child. When I read a relatively well-written manuscript that makes no particular impression, I can't help thinking, good child. Here is yet another well-behaved manuscript that will be seen but not heard. And that is how I feel about this mystery. It's a good child that makes no impression. And frankly, I don't want to write that kind of book. I want to write a wicked child. The sun's really counting us down to the end of this video, isn't it? Actually, you know what I could do? Should have done that at the start. Oh well. At least you got to look at the holy light on my boob for a little while. So all this is to say that the mystery is undercooked, and I am shoving it out of sight for the foreseeable future. At least for now, so that I am not spinning into a rage every day. Maybe my subconscious will work on it in the background and sort out some of the problems I have with how thin and undercooked it feels. Or conversely, maybe I'll never return to it because it makes me so mad. I don't want to promise anything. I don't want to promise anything. It actually sets my teeth on edge to think about working on it. Like, this is my dream job. Being an author is my dream job. It should not make me so mad. Like, it shouldn't suck. And let's be honest, I am not getting paid enough for it to be that hard. It's funny that The Good Child is the one that is making me so mad. I mean, The Wicked Child has its moments, but The Bread Machine is working its magic on that one. I sound like a witch who's cooking children. A modern witch. We don't toss them in the cauldron. We use the bread maker. It has a jam setting. I feel bad about it. About cancelling the book, not about cooking children. I'm not cooking children. Enough of these accusations. I feel bad about disappointing readers. I thought because the draft was finished, we were safe to announce it, but I guess it was not as finished as I thought. And I feel bad about being flaky and saying something's happening when it's not. But what can we do? It's not worth it. And really the worst thing you can do to a reader is waste their time with a shitty book, right? I hope no one's too upset. I'm sure they're not. My books probably don't figure this largely into anyone's life. And if they do, I am 90,000 words into a much better book. So you can just read that one when it comes out instead. So what is The Wicked Child I'm working on? Drum roll. Why, yes, it is the vampire book I've been working on for the last 6 years. How did you guess? If you aren't on my newsletter and you just watch me here, you're probably like, oh, so you're doing the same thing you said in the last video and nothing's changed? Yep. Exactly the same as the last video. We'll just pretend the newsletter didn't happen in between and nothing has changed. We're actually closing in on the ending of the vampire book now. If you don't know what I'm talking about, this is my rural noir urban fantasy, small town vampire murder mystery with blood and coffee and shearing sheds. True Blood Meets the Dry is still the pitch I'm going with. It's not perfect, but it's what I'm going with for now. It's not a comedy, but it is sort of wry and sarcastic, you know, like that urban fantasy tone. I mean, it's one of my books. It's gonna sound like it's written by me, you know what I mean? It's a bit scary at times, like maybe horror elements, you could say. It obviously has a romance in it. I actually think if you're a romantasy fan, there's a chance you might be into it, especially if you're nostalgic for the vampire era of the early-ish 2000s, because me too. And it's vampires, you know there'll be some spice in it. I need to actually write a blurb so I can start telling people what the book is about in like a meaningful way. The main character is sent on a work assignment to her hometown because her co-workers keep mysteriously dying and they are trying to make her quit. Also, there are bush panthers. We'll figure it out. I hope you liked this video. We always hear people wanting to write fast and like giving their productivity tips, but you don't often hear people who regret writing fast. We don't hear enough of that, so here I am to provide that perspective. I mean, if it's not how you're wired, don't do it. You'll hate the end product. It's not worth it. If I had written 1,000 words total over those 26 days on the project that I actually want to do, then I would be further ahead than I am now, you know what I mean? And also have a lot less angst about it. At least I have the wisdom I didn't have before. I wrote a book in 26 days and all I got was this lousy life lesson. Okay, bye.